like Elon has proposed, should South Africa call, the bluff of the U.S. and say, look, well, of course, we don't care. You can go ahead and then, put whatever sanctions you want to put before us. We're a sovereign country. We're a democratic country on our own. We can manage our own affairs, and we can build alliances with other states as well.
No, on your last point, I'm not sure to agree with that. I think there has to be an engagement with the U.S. We are a country with huge challenges here, right? From poverty to infrastructure issues, you could go on. And I think our economy we are struggling, struggling to grow. Over the past 10 years, average growth has been less than 1%. That's very bad in a country where you need plus minus 5% economic growth to try and reduce the current sky-high unemployment rates. So there has to be an engagement with the U.S., and President Ramaphosa is in that process, I understand. Now, let's come back to the issue of land, because that's the one I didn't touch on earlier. I touched on the geopolitics. Let me come back to land, right? Firstly, I'm not a fan of the language that has been used by some of your scholars. I'm not a fan, even here in my country, because I've been having engagements this week. I'm not a fan of the language of saying South Africa's white population, settlers, they are not from here, they came in here and they did this and this and that. Yes, that happened, but this idea that 400 years later, we can try and treat these people as not one of ours. I think for me that is dangerous in the 21st century. Yes, there were dispossessions that did happen, but there were also dispossessions amongst black people. My own king Shaka Zulu, he was one of the people who was really, there were many things that were going on amongst, there were wars, there were conflicts, there was, some tribes were conquering others. This thing used to happen back then. So this idea that these people in the 21st century, we must treat them as they are not from here, they are settlers. I'm not a fan of that language. I don't think that's going to help in this era.